All right, so NBA what ifs are basically the things that could have happened but never did. So we're talking if Derrick Rose never tore his ACL, if Chris Paul actually was traded to the Lakers 5 years ago, if I don't know, if Karl Malone won a ring, like what does that look like for you ain't gotta laugh at the band. What does that look like? How does that change the NBA's landscape today?
Okay. I got two off the top of my head. I'll go first. So mine, Derrick Rose. If Derrick Rose does not get hurt, his jump shot was becoming better each year. Um, we already know he was wildly athletic. Um, if he did not get hurt, Derrick Rose is a two-time MVP. Derrick Rose is a 10-time All-Star. Derrick Rose is still with the Chicago Bulls to this very day. Alan, you got a question?
Who's he taking that MVP from? Is
If he doesn't get hurt, his jump shot starts going down more. So, or it continues to go down more. So what he's taking an MVP from? He's getting at least one Steph Curry MVP.
he's taking it Steph Curry MVP?
At least one. At least one. Who has won MVP?
Asinine.
Who has won? First of all, if Derrick Rose did not get hurt, let's not act like this matchup would not be the most ridiculous matchup of all time. Like, honestly. So,
I'm not gonna lie, that would not be a great matchup for Steph Curry, bro. There's no way Steph Curry would be able to hold him. And I think if Derrick Rose actually locked in on defense, I don't know if Steph Curry is Steph Currying on that man.
But their styles of play are so contradicting. You know what I mean? So like it just be like, oh my God, Steph Curry shot for three. Derrick Rose takes him to the rim and gets an and one on him. You know what I mean? Like it would just be incredibly fun to watch. You know what I mean? If the what if had not happened. You know what I mean? But another one that I have is Greg Oden. Greg Oden, if he didn't walk like a tree stump and his knees didn't implode from the inside out, Greg Oden had the skill set to be first of all, he's just not in the league. So he would at least be in the league. You know what I mean? He would be more notable than Brook Lopez, but not by much. You know what I mean? Like Brook Lopez was like a really good player for the Brooklyn Nets for a long time, or the New Jersey Nets for a long, long time. But you know, a lot of people who know basketball know Brook Lopez, but outside of basketball, he's not like a name everybody knows. And I feel like Greg Oden would be the exact same way, except with Portland. But Portland would not be as good as they are right now with Greg Oden. He would not be with Portland. He would have got traded at some point because the game has changed on him. And the game passed up the Greg Oden era.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Levi.
I was just agreeing with Phil about that concept.
Hey, wasn't he kind of all right at defense though?
He was.
Like, wasn't he like serviceable? Like,
yeah,
he could move his feet.
He could move. He could move his feet for somebody in the paint. You know what I mean? But like, go out there and pull somebody else, like, I don't know, one of the centers that can go out there and just guard other people, like fours or threes. He wasn't doing all that, but he can guard you a solid four, he can guard you a solid three. But also, when he came to the league, the stretch five wasn't really a thing yet. Like, it was starting to become a thing, but not really at all. So, like, I think the game would just pass him up. And right now, he'd have been like a journeyman. But he would still be in the league, and he wouldn't be at home, contemplating being on the big three.
You should not be the big three. I don't want to see injuries from these old people. I really don't. But that could give me a good laugh or two.
Hey, the big three fun to watch.
Hell yeah. Especially if you get like some rivalries in it. Like, we can't forget the gray-haired Steph Curry. Mahmoud. I can't think of his last name. I can't pronounce it. But that boy got a jumper.
It's not Ale Akpa.
We're not playing with you. Next.
Um, all right, so my what if, since you're like, oh, how the league look different now? Because otherwise, I was about to pull some real old ones. But
Oh, you can pull an old one too if you want to get that too.
nah, because the thing is, I mean, in fairness, we could kind of go all day. Like, what if Lynn Bias didn't die from what was it, like a cocaine overdose?
I'm not gonna lie. That you can get that to today.
Like, what if Sam Bowie didn't constantly stay injured from basically the time he got into college through his entire basketball career in pro? But one that'd be more recent, and might have actually affected the league today, like more clearly. Like, and in fairness, I don't know how they were with, like, how good they were when they actually all on the floor together. But you know, when they tried to set up a big three with like Kobe, Nash, and Howard.
Yeah.
Like, what if those dudes weren't constantly injured the entire time? Like, what if they were actually healthy?
Okay, Allen's a really big Dwight guy. I am not, so I have a really big bias on this. I believe, like, I think I'm thinking objectively, but I'm pretty sure I'm not also. Because once again, the league passed up Dwight. So like but like with Steve Nash though, that might have made the difference. But Steve Nash was on his later years, which is like, I don't know what could have contributed. Kobe was, doing Kobe. But what could Steve Nash contributed, even if he wasn't injured, because he was such, on the downside of his career?
I want to be completely honest with you. Without a injured back, or if he just played as well as he did in that like 2008, 2009 year, I could easily see Dwight Howard fitting in perfectly with today's rim running centers because he can slide his feet a little bit, so he would have been able to get all the front court positions. Probably not the small forward, but power forward, center. That's Dwight Howard coverage, and you get him to play a little bit more like DeAndre Jordan, and that's scary, especially.
Also, the double arm sleeves just bother me. They really do.
Stop worrying about the man apparel, boy. God.
Come on, man. You look like a clown wearing the double arm sleeve. That's like, it's disgusting. Shout out to Jason Tatum though.
Hey, man. Nah, I'm not playing with you. But you got one of the best point guards of all time, especially when it comes to passing off that pick and roll. Even at almost 40 years old, he can still sling that thing. And then you got to pick your poison. Do you want to stop that pick and roll with Dwight and Steve Nash, or do you want to get your ass bust by Kobe Bryant? Completely up to you.
And then he's got to play defense.
Who's got to play defense?
Steve Nash.
But that's why you got Dwight Howard. In his prime, one of the best rim protectors the league has seen in the past 10 to 15 years.
I'm about to say ever. I was like, come on, Allen. Come on, Allen.
I mean, he did win, what, three defensive players of the year? Like, not too many people have done that. Like, you weren't.
But also, like, you could say he's just a product of the bad timing for centers in the league at a time. Like, you could also say that. There wasn't great centers at the time. There wasn't great centers in the NBA when he was getting all his defensive, accolades. Is that not true, or is that true?
I'll say, I'll give it to you that it's true, but what I will not give you is that let's think of some other centers that are notable that played in the past like 10, 15 years, and think about who is actually better than Dwight Howard at protecting the rim. I wouldn't say Shaq was. Shaq was a force, but I don't know if Shaq was competing the way Dwight Howard was. What? Who else we got?
But
Notable center? Yao Ming?
He's got to compete that well in defense because he has no offensive skill set. So you got to bring some. You got to bring some to the table. You know what I mean? Shaq had an offensive skill set. Like, so like he didn't have to focus all on defense. Dwight did because all he did was catching alley oops and that's it. And then suspect right jump shot
Yeah.
or right hook push shot. I was like, okay.
And you're proving my point though. Like Dwight had to play defense. Shaq did not. So of course, Shaq doing Shaq things would have been completely okay. Dwight Howard still would have got Defensive Player of the Year. What I tell you about the milk on your lip? But Dwight Howard would have definitely still got all three of those Defensive Player of the Years. The only way he wouldn't is if Ben Wallace was still Ben Wallace back in the day with Detroit. That'd have been the only person that's competing with him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Calvin?
Right. As far as Dwight goes, I'm inclined to kind of agree with Alan in the sense that he probably still fit in just fine because he's always a fairly athletic player. Granted, he's not Shaq, or young Shaq anyway. Shaq got old and stopped running. Or really moving at all. But, like, I don't know.
Okay. Levi? Forgot you were here. Okay. Not Levi. Not you out there, I guess. Levi just using the bathroom, I guess. Okay. All right.
All right. So, nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah. My two favorite what ifs are both guards and some of my favorite players of all time. Various different reasons. My number one, of course, is Brandon Roy. If Brandon Roy's knees did not go out, we're looking at a pretty different NBA right now. I don't think LaMarcus Aldridge would have wanted to leave. I think him and Brandon Roy would have been every year somebody would say they're competing, but around February they would be like, but is he a contender? And they would be like, they're right on the cusp and they need somebody else. But that being said, if he stays healthy, there's no 2 down years where they get Damian Lillard. The next year they don't get CJ McCollum. So we got 2 20-plus point scorers playing on completely different teams. One is a suspect MVP candidate for the past 2 years. And the other, if he came off the bench, is a incredible six man who can play CJ McCollum.
CJ McCollum is one of the smartest players in the NBA right now. There is no way. He's too good to come off the bench. Ever.
I'm just saying, like, depending on who drafts him, he may be coming off the bench.
There's 3 teams in the NBA that could draft him and he would definitely come off the bench. One being Golden State, the other being, I said 3 because I assume there's others.
Well, you gotta remember though, if he's on a different, like, the teams looked different when he came into the league.
Exactly.
Besides that, the thing with 6 men is, like, the best 6 men would probably start on most teams. And
I would never have CJ come off the bench though. CJ's
was coming off the bench his first 2 years.
He's better than Dame.
Sacramento.
Levi?
Wait. You said CJ McCollum is low key better than Dame? Please explain. Because their deficiencies are the exact same. They both have nice handles. Damian Lillard got him on the athleticism.
Damian Lillard CJ got him on the IQ. And Damian Lillard, because Damian Lillard just doesn't play behind it. He plays no defense. Literally 0 defense.
So what is CJ McCollum's, like, IQ doing to keep him push him above Damian Lillard?
When Damian Lillard isn't scoring, what else is he doing for the team? What was it last year or the year before when they were in the playoffs and they literally the other team just double teamed Damian Lillard and they negated him out the game completely and he just put past it and not even try. He just passed it and just look.
What was CJ McCollum doing?
At least setting a back screen or passing to somebody who could score. Damian Lillard would just pass it to CJ and that's it. He would pass to him once he got past that court and just look. Like he would literally just like look at him with his eyes open. I'm like, yo.
There's 2 scoring options. Like who else was doing anything? There's 2 scoring options in Portland. That's Dame and that's CJ. You think I'm about to pass the ball to Al-Farouq Aminu? No. But I don't care if I'm about to wind Al-Farouq Aminu steps on the court. I don't know if I'm passing the ball to him.
Toward the rim. Come on now. Look. We're on the NBA. They have somebody who can handle the ball. You know what I mean? What's the old white dude's name who used to play for Notre Dame?
Notre Dame.
When Notre Dame beat Kentucky or Duke that in the NCAA finals or NCAA.
Oh, was it the little Hansbrough brother?
No, this is like 2 years ago, yo.
Oh, 2 years ago.
The dude who had mad bounce, and then he almost went to play baseball also in the major leagues.
Connaughton. Pat Connaughton.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still on the team. I don't know if he's. Hey, can you look that up? I don't know if he's still on the. I don't know if he was with the Blazers last year.
This was whenever that happened to Dame though, he wasn't.
What now?
That was last year. That was last year when Drew Holiday and Rondo were locking him up.
No, but so it wasn't last year. I mean, it was last year, but it was also the year before then because it happens every year. Every single year, he does nothing else to bring to the team besides, he had that one really, really good series against the Rockets that one year when they beat Dwight and Harden. Like outside of that, like Dame is just a good scorer, but like that's literally it to me. Like he's the kind of person that you would bring off the bench, like as like a six man. Like he has the same mentality as a six man. He has the same mentality as a six man, except he just have to start. It's like just like Jamal Crawford.
Somebody mute Phillips mic, please, forever.
What? Get out of here, man. I'm just saying, and I like Dame though, but like if in all situations they both can come off the bench. You know what I mean?
I'll take it a week. I'll take that. That's a soundbite. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I don't know if I believe that, but it's all good.
Yeah. And what were you about to say, Calvin?
I don't remember no more.
Yeah. But my second player is my favorite shooter of all time, Gilbert Arenas. Hopefully y'all get that joke. But no, bro. Just imagine he doesn't hurt his knee. He doesn't get suspended for almost 2 years because of the gun incident. I do not think the Wizards are any better, but the team that he goes to is markedly better. And let's just say he gets traded to almost anywhere in the East. They become so much better, and his name is not tarnished, and he's not forgotten by history. The only reason why he's still irrelevant today is because he did one of the craziest things in NBA history and bought guns into the locker room and said, "What's good?"
Hey, Gilbert Arenas might be one of the most entertaining NBA players that just in general, like one of the most entertaining NBA players of all time.
Your what if?
Tracy McGrady. Like if he could stay healthy, will he be able to get a championship? Do you think Tracy McGrady would have been able to get a championship with another team at least if he was healthy?
Tracy McGrady is it's like an upsetting situation because like I read one time that Kobe said that like Tracy McGrady was like the hardest person to guard. He was like one of the most offensively talented people that he guarded, but Tracy McGrady couldn't handle the grind of his season. Because like Kobe Bryant would like work out all the time, and like Vince Carter would like work out all the time, like to keep their body physically healthy. And Tracy McGrady wouldn't. He just didn't work out like that, so he like used his talent instead of working hard to get past the whole talent, the whole talent like threshold. You know what I mean? But like that's a really upsetting situation. But Tracy McGrady definitely is. I'm trying to forget those Spurs years or that Spurs year. But he. I don't know. Would he get a championship? I assume he would. I'm assuming he would because there was some wild
year though.
There was some wild year though that there was supposed to be like a trade for T-Mac that didn't happen. I can't remember what team or what.
I think I know what you're talking about. I heard about it.
Yeah, I can't remember what. I can't remember what team or what the trade was, but it was like some trade that should have
It
changed the
wasn't.
landscape
It
of the NBA.
wasn't T-Pac. Was it the one when I want to say T-Mac was like a rookie? It was going to be like him for Scotty.
Yes,
Is that the one you're talking
T-Mac,
about?
T-Mac and the Bulls. T-Mac and the Bulls
Yeah.
with Jordan. That's what it's supposed to be. So, like, imagine if that would have been the case. You know what I mean? So pretty much the what if about T-Mac is what if that trade would have happened. And he would have got some rings with Jordan for sure. And then, you know, when Jordan retired, he would have like taken the gauntlet, I guess.
Would he have? Because didn't T-Mac kind of struggle his first year, which
Because
was still in the Jordan still trying to get his rings era? Like
he struggled, but like he would have been asked to do it. He would have been asked for a different role on that team. You know what I mean? He wouldn't be asked to be the scorer and to do all that kind of stuff. He just would have been asked to be long, play defense, like Scott. He'd been asked to do what Scottie Pippen did, except be younger.
could he do what Scottie Pippen was doing at 18 years old, straight out of high school? That's a whole nother story. That's a whole
T-Mac
nother
was but also T-Mac was a wildly athletic person. So if you're asking him to play defense and get steals and pass the ball to Jordan and finish a wide open shot when Jordan gives you the ball, I think T-Mac could have handled that.
Like,
He also had to be the second option.
the,
Go ahead, my bad.
no, that's cool. So my concern with that is, one, in all likelihood, he never actually learned how to play defense. He was just so athletic that it didn't matter. So that would be one issue with asking him to play defense in pro. Because then he would actually have to know how to play defense. Because there are dudes who are, they're not necessarily as athletic as you. Like, they're not, like, you're not about to embarrass them athletically. Also, from what you were saying earlier, it sounds like he was kind of a lazy dude, in terms of like work ethic and all that. And MJ would break people's spirits. So if that trade had to happen, we probably wouldn't be talking about him.
I think when you're with like you're like in a make or break situation, right? And when you're like in that situation with Jordan on your team, and you're like with the Bulls, and you know we all know the reputation that Jordan had at that time for being like you said, like a hard
Asshole.
hard dude, right? Like he was a hard man, but from what you hear of his teammates, more times than not, he brought the best out of his teammates. You know what I mean? Yeah, some people broke down, but like usually not. That was the case. If you got Jordan on your team, I'm pretty sure Phil Jackson's gonna teach him how to play defense. You know what I mean? Like there's gonna be some coaches, something that get you to play defense the correct way. Especially when you have Jordan guarding you or during a practice, whatever it is, you see correct defense. You know what I mean? So you know, clearly in a what if situation, there's a lot of what ifs that go along with the what if, but like, I don't know. I think that just like, there's a possibility. I'm not gonna say he's definitely gonna get some rings, whatever it is. There's a possibility that he, could have became, you know, Scottie Pippen-esque player with a better offensive skill set.
Way better. Yeah. Well, I 100% don't know if that trade goes down, what happens. Because did y'all watch the Vince Carter documentary?
Yeah.
Did you peep that Tracy McGrady was having a hard time away from his parents in Toronto? You mean to tell me you got your idol / asshole who's probably nothing how you imagined yelling at you all day? That's a daunting task for somebody that just was at prom a year ago. But hey, I don't know. I feel like that's another person whose will you're not about to break. You just go. And another thing that I'm realizing, like in all of our what ifs, injury is a big thing. Just imagine if they had the technology and could map out your body like they have that technology now to know what's going to happen before you get injured.
What if the NBA physicality and defensive all kind of stuff rule change hadn't happened? The handshake and all kind of stuff.
Curry would not be a thing.
No. I don't know about that.
Because
you would have to think of all the people who were, one, quick enough to stay in front of Curry, a whole 94 feet.
But the wild thing
Or at
is
least
though,
pick him up at half court.
wild thing is though, you didn't in that time you didn't need to be as quick as somebody. You really just needed to be stronger because you would just
Yeah.
guide them with your hand. You know what I mean? Like low key at the rec here, that's how I play. Just cheat. You just
Exactly.
guide them with your hand. I got big hands. Just guide people. You know what I mean? So like all they have to do is guide them. You know what I mean? Because you got who was Russell Westbrook. You think he can't guide Steph Curry? You know what I mean?
Got a point.
Steph Curry, it wouldn't be a thing. I don't think it would be a thing at all. Actually, I agree with Calvin.
Right. Well, like the thing is, it's like like they're not like dudes could just be more physical with it in general, and you know how like playoffs will get more physical or whatever. And at least for me, when I've seen Curry, a lot of his worst nights are during playoff games, shooting wise.
More physical. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? LeBron would still be a thing. Like that's a credit.
Yeah.
That's a credit to LeBron's greatness. He would still be a thing no matter what era. Yeah, he wouldn't be going through, but also I think the respect factor for LeBron would be higher also because there also would be no flopping. You know what I mean? And a lot of knock against LeBron was when he used to flop. You know what I mean? Or used to last year. When he flops, you know what I mean? So like the respect that people would have for LeBron would probably be greater, even greater than what it is right now.
Yeah, man. Not only that, but going back to the Steph Curry thing, just imagine with hand checking that forces Steph Curry to become a spot up shooter. You mean to tell me you got Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, and their designated roles are spot up shooters? That's crazy, bro. That's scary. That's scary. And if they somehow get a dominant big man like they have now with Cousins, and if Cousins is unselfish, that's scary, bro.